Let me tell you a fascinating story about one of the most incredible military victories in history. The tale of Gideon and his 300 warriors. You might think winning battles is all about having the biggest army, the best weapons, or the smartest strategy. But this story? It turns everything you know about warfare upside down. Picture this. The Israelites are facing a massive Midianite army of 135,000 soldiers. And who does God choose to lead the fight? Gideon. A guy who was literally hiding in a wine press when he got the call. Talk about an unlikely hero. At first, Gideon gathered 32,000 men. Not bad, right? But God had other plans. He said, that's too many. Yeah, you heard that right, too many. God wanted to make it crystal clear that victory would come from him, not from human strength. So through a series of tests, the army was whittled down to just 300 men. Can you imagine? That's like sending one person to fight against 450 enemies. The odds were absolutely insane. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Instead of swords and spears, Gideon's men were armed with trumpets, empty jars, and torches. I know it sounds like the worst battle plan ever. But under God's direction, these 300 men surrounded the Midianite camp at night, broke their jars, blew their trumpets, and shouted. The result? The massive Midianite army was thrown into complete chaos. They ended up fighting each other in confusion and fleeing in terror. A total victory achieved not through military might, but through faith and obedience. This story reminds us that sometimes what looks like a disadvantage in our eyes is actually part of a greater plan. It's not about having the most resources or the best odds. It's about trusting in something bigger than ourselves. When we face our own battles in life, remember Gideon and his 300. Sometimes less really is more when God is on your side. When you feel outnumbered, remember with God you are never defeated. If you believe this, comment, "The battle belongs to the Lord." Like, share, and subscribe for more.